Rome wasn't built in a day, but it can burn in one. Greetings from Think Big. Have you ever blown an account with a single misguided click? Sat stunned in front of your screen, wondering how years of hard work vanished in minutes? Many traders start with passion. They devour technical analysis books, watch every video from so-called online experts, and spend months honing their skills on demo accounts. When they finally deposit real money, their hands tremble as they place a 0.01 lot trade. They practice discipline, learning to lose money slowly and deliberately. Day by day, they refine strategies, log trades, and learn to read the market rather than guess. Some spend years clawing back a few $100s. That's real accumulation, quiet, solitary, with no applause or encouragement. No one understands. Then, in one day, one trade, a revenge trade, an all-in bet on a sure win, a gut-driven move, or a decision to ditch a stop-loss because the price will turn, it all burns. One moment of overconfidence, envy of others' big wins, or a lapse in discipline, and 3 years of grinding turns to ash in an hour. Sound familiar? Have you been that trader? No one starts trading to blow up their account. But the market is brutal. It doesn't care about your emotions or forgive mistakes. It doesn't matter if you've studied for 3 years, practiced for 5, or invested 10,000 hours. One slip, and it takes everything. Some will sit there saying, if only I hadn't taken that trade. If only I'd taken a break that day. If only I'd stuck to my stop-loss. But there's no if only. The market doesn't return what you lose, it just leaves a lesson, sometimes so costly you're left with no capital to keep learning. You can read every book, pay for countless courses, or follow any signal group. But if you can't control your mind, you'll still burn your stake, no matter how long it took to build. Have you ever held a losing trade out of hope? Doubled your position to recover a loss? Traded while distracted or emotional? Felt invincible after a winning streak, only to crash? Success in trading doesn't come from one big win, it comes from surviving long enough. A great trader isn't someone who wins consistently but someone who protects their account from their own emotions. The story of 3 years of gathering wood, burned in an hour, isn't just a metaphor, it's a painful reality, a wake-up call for anyone stepping into the markets. If you're still in the wood-gathering phase, this is for you, so you don't repeat the tragedies of thousands before you. Don't light the match that burns your efforts to the ground. Traders don't fail because they lack skill, they fail because they don't know when to stop. And if you think, that'll never be me, beware, that's the first step toward the trade that wipes you out. In trading, everyone has a story, a passionate start, a quiet grind, and an unexpected fall. They weren't fools, they were disciplined, controlled. Yet even the calmest traders can fall into the trap of their own emotions. Let's look at 3 cases where you might see yourself. Case 1, the young trader burned by revenge trading. He started at 18, while his friends played video games. He studied charts daily, woke early for news, and stayed up late logging trades. Even when his account dipped to $10, he didn't quit. He traded 1 or 2 orders daily, earning a few dollars or losing pennies. Never greedy, he dreamed of living off trading. By year 3, his $100 account grew to over $7,000, a modest sum, but the result of relentless discipline. Then, one day, he entered a one-lot sell trade. The market reversed unexpectedly on sudden news, costing him $1,000 in 20 minutes, his first big loss of the year. It stung. He felt cheated. In that moment, he wasn't a strategist anymore, he was angry, chasing revenge. He entered the next trade with 5 times his usual size and 10x leverage, thinking one win would erase the loss. The market didn't care. It moved against him, and in 15 minutes, his account was gone. 3 years, burned in an hour. Case 2, the experienced trader who skipped the stop-loss. A man in his late 30s, trading for over 5 years, had seen both winning and losing months. He knew the value of capital preservation, always setting stop losses and calculating position sizes carefully. Then he spotted a perfect setup, flawless technical signals, supportive news, a can't-lose opportunity. He entered with confidence but, for the first time in years, skipped the stop-loss, thinking, just this once. The market opened, and the price ticked up. He smiled. Then unexpected news hit, and the price crashed in minutes. Panicked, he tried to exit, but it was too late. His account was down to 3%. One trade erased nearly 5 years of work. Case 3, the new trader blinded by signals. A beginner with just over a year of trading joined a social media signal group. Initially, he studied diligently, mastering basic technical analysis and setting reasonable stop losses and take profits. But consistent losses eroded his confidence. The group's leader posted massive wins daily, flaunting screenshots of $1,000 profits. The community hyped him up, and the trader started to believe. One night, a signal came to buy a cryptocurrency, with claims of insider info and a once-in-a-lifetime chance. He didn't verify the signal or check volume, just poured $2,000, nearly all his savings, into the trade. The group live-streamed the trade, buzzing with excitement. The price spiked, then plummeted, a classic pump and dump. The insider info was fake. In 10 minutes, he and hundreds of others lost everything. The lesson from the pain. 3 stories, 3 backgrounds, 1 outcome, accounts wiped out by a single lapse in discipline. These traders had principles, controlled emotions, until one moment when emotion trumped reason. This isn't a scare tactic, it's a reality that's played out thousands of times. If you're still trading, still gathering wood, heed these lessons. A revenge trade can torch your account. Ignoring a stop-loss can ruin years of gains. Blindly following others can erase everything you've built. Trading isn't a game, it's a psychological battlefield where your worst enemy is often yourself. If these stories resonate, ask yourself, when was the last time you traded with absolute clarity? Followed your plan to the letter? Said no to a tempting but unclear opportunity? If you can't remember, you're veering off the safe path. Trading isn't about proving your courage, it's about staying cautious and keeping a cool head. Here are 5 principles to protect your account and maintain discipline. 1. Stick to a plan, always. Before every trade, ask, do I have a clear strategy? Know your entry, stop loss, and take profit levels. Without a plan, you're not trading, you're gambling. A good trader isn't always right but always prepared. 2. Pause when emotions take over. If you can't stop holding a losing trade, hoping for a reversal, you're losing control. The market doesn't care about your hopes. Be brave enough to cut losses and stick to your plan, even when it hurts. 3. Manage risk, never overbet. Never risk more than 2 to 3% of your account on a single trade. A big position might seem like a quick fix, but it's a shortcut to ruin. Ask, if this trade goes wrong, how much will I lose? If you don't know, you're risking too much. 4. Always use stop losses. Timely stop losses are your lifeline. Letting a loss run, hoping for a turnaround, can turn a small hit into a catastrophe. Protect your capital by cutting losses as planned. 5. Trade with a clear mind. Never trade when stressed, tired, or emotional. A foggy mind leads to impulsive decisions. If you're not at your best, step away. Trading under pressure is a recipe for disaster. Trading isn't a sprint for short-term gains, it's a marathon of patience, discipline, and emotional control. The best traders aren't geniuses, they're survivors who face their flaws and know when to stop. Will you keep making the same mistakes, or will you take control? Every trade is a chance to grow stronger, but only if you value discipline above all. Don't let a moment of weakness burn 3 years of effort. Start today, sow the seeds of patience and self-control. In trading, only those who learn from failure and rise again go the distance. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'm not a guru, just a trader who's been knocked down by the market, made mistakes, and paid the price. I share these lessons not to preach but to remind myself and reach those still finding their way. If this resonates, like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. You don't have to trade alone in the dark. Follow for more, and let's grow together. Here's to not burning your wood, and building a fire that lasts.